Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. This is it. This is the big one. Manchester United hosting Bournemouth in the Premier League. Joining me for the preview is Mr. Ronaldo Brown. Ronnie, are you looking forward to this mouth-watering clash?
Do you know what? I kind of thought, you know what? Bournemouth, they play quite chaotic, very end-to-end. It might actually suit our players, you know. Yeah. Could get a few goals, high-scoring game. We could actually be entertained watching United. And obviously, with their form, I thought, you know what? We have a good chance to get another win following the kind of boost of confidence that was Wolves. But then we still have this little lingering thing. Now we just found out we're not sure whether we have certain players. I thought we would have. Do you know what I mean? I know you'll detail it a bit better, but I think there's been a revelation that's kind of threw a little bit of a concern of spanning in the works. Yeah,
we're going to get into the AFCON thing in a minute, which is all a bit bizarre because at the time of recording, we still don't know. Ruben Amorim's just done his press conference and he doesn't know, seemingly, if Ahmad and Mbeumo and Mazraoui are going to be available for this game. So we'll get into that in a minute. First of all, though, Ronnie, our home form of late hasn't been good enough. We lost at home to 10-man Everton. We drew with a pretty poor West Ham team. How important do you think it is we get back to winning ways at Old Trafford?
You know, it's funny. Perception's a crazy thing. It just depends on where you lie, because United only lost once in the last 9 games. I think since then, we've collected, maybe is it the 3rd most points in the league as well. It's just, I think when United are drawing games, the draws are feeling like losses.
Yeah.
I think because we were in winning positions in a lot of them, or
I think against Forest,
Tottenham,
Spurs, and against West Ham. In all those games, I know we went behind in some of those games as well. But at one point, we were winning all those games.
And obviously after Wolves, who we battered 4-1, could have been 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah.
And I think it was the biggest XG differential between two teams this season. If you looked at the graphs, I think Steve did a video on it yesterday. Unexpected points based on XG and XG conceded. United should be in 3rd place right now. Based on that, which is crazy. So from that underlying metric standpoint, you're looking at it thinking, right, like things look positive. But then on the optic standpoint, people are looking at United. I think there's starting to be a little bit of murmurings the past couple of games of thinking, yeah, the results have been better, but I think people are starting to become a little bit more dissatisfied about how United are playing. I don't know if it's the subs, the defensive subs, etc. in the second half. But in terms of like results perspective, it actually doesn't look that bad.
No.
And also could have been better. I think United have left some points on the table. I think it's evened out. I think there might have been a couple of games we got a bit lucky. But I think there's a couple of games where we've had unfortunate losses. But I think this is an extremely difficult season to analyse in general. That's with the league campaign and the parity between everyone. United itself, in terms of how we're playing and looking at the table, looking where we're at, looking at results. Because people can still say we've only won, is it 2 of the last 5?
Something like that, yeah.
So it just depends on where you want to see it. And we are going into a period now which we're all concerned about, which is losing some of our better players to AFCON. We've got some tough games in terms of Bournemouth, Villa, Newcastle on the horizon.
Yeah.
And then you approach that halfway mark in the league where you actually can look at the table and think, this is where we're at. So I don't know, it's a tense time, and I think the Christmas period always is a bit of a nervy one. But there might actually be a bit of opportunity here, whether it happens or not, where you could see me getting a little bit more positive, optimistic, which in life I'd actually want to be, but I can't lie to myself. Do you know what I mean? When I see things and I'm just like,
there's realism, there's the delusion. It's however you want to look at it. Yeah. But if I can get you to the sort of the Adam McCullough levels of delusion, then I'll be happy.
Everyone's
saying like, if I get Ronnie saying 21 is coming, then we know that Ruben Amorim's job's safe and we've absolutely cracked it. You mentioned AFCON, weird situation we find ourselves in. It's weird that we find ourselves losing a few players to AFCON anyway. As a United fan, I don't remember a time when we've lost more than 1 or 2 players, if that, to AFCON. So to lose 3 first teamers as well, players that you kind of rely on, that is weird. The fact we don't yet know what is going on is strange, because the game, at the time recording this, is like 3 days away or 3 days away, and the manager's like, we're trying to sort it out with the powers that be, we're not quite sure. Because of all that, we've done like predicted 11s, but we've done some alternative ones. This is the first time we've ever done this on the channel. So we'll do your predicted 11. The first one we're going to do is if everyone's available. So if everyone's available, you've done a predicted 11 which is obviously going to include Mbeumo and Mazraoui and Ahmad. So we'll have a look here. Talk us through your predicted 11 if everyone's available. This is the team you think Ruben Amorim will go with.
So if everyone's available, I'm going to go for a back three of Euro, Martinez and Shaw.
Yeah.
I know De Ligt and Maguire are definitely injured, so that's kind of through a bit of an issue. I've actually not gone for Aiden Heaven in this game in particular. I think Martinez and his ball playing, I know people might think he might be a little bit short for that position, but I think he makes up for it for his cleverness. And I've gone for wing-back Amad Diallo, Bruno Casemiro pivot again with the low left wing-back, who's played well of recent games. Shout out to him. I'll give him the credit that no one else will give him.
You've always been the low stand, haven't you?
Yes, and I go for... We all have a soft spot for a player that we shouldn't have.
In our house, his name is golden. My missus absolutely adores him.
And then I've gone for Cunha up front with Mbeumo on the right and Mount on the left.
Makes a lot of sense. If those players are available, I'd expect something very similar. Mine is similar to yours. I've gone with Mazraoui, just for the fact I think he might try and get his money's worth out of him. He's available. Yeah. But other than that, I think I've got the same team as you. Benjamin Sesko, I think he said he's ill, I think. Or he's not available anyway, or he's unlikely to be available, so I don't expect him to come into the team. And we know what the sort of midfield looks like. That's the team we expect if everyone's available. An alternative look here on it. This is what you're saying if all three of the players that are going to AFCON, if none of them are available, this is who you think is going to go. You're going to go with. So there's only a slight change there, isn't there? You've brought in Dorgu, and you've brought in, you've pushed Bruno into a more attacking role, and Kobbie Mainoo in midfield. I mean, it's enough to make you want the players to go to AFCON. I'm joking, by the way, before everyone starts hammering me in the comments.
I've gone a bit spicier, innit?
Yeah.
It's the same back three with Lamens in goal, obviously. I did hear Anana's been called up to the Cameroon squad.
There's some weirdness going on with the Cameroon squad, because apparently they've got a manager and a caretaker manager, and one of them picked him, the other one didn't. So I don't know how that works. I don't know if you just turn up at the airport in your Cameroon kit and just go, what time's the flight, lads? Or what?
I think AFCON's a massive guilty pleasure of mine. I know people hate it,
no,
but it's such a chaotic, entertaining tournament.
It is entertaining,
with all sorts going on.
I'm here for it. I actually think it's improved a lot, because I remember watching AFCON years ago, and there was games finishing early. There was all sorts going on.
The referee was for 85 minutes.
Like she was getting paid by the hour. Like, yeah, that's enough of that.
I can't believe it. What was the one the other day where I think it was Nigeria versus who did he play, where the manager accused the opposition of doing juju?
Voodoo, Nigeria didn't make the World Cup. The manager said they were doing voodoo. So there's still a little bit of but quirkiness going on, shall we say?
But outside of that, I've gone for Mainoo and Casemiro pivot, Dorgu left wing back, Dalot right wing back, Bruno, Cunha and Mount.
And Cunha, I presume, is your striker.
Cunha's my striker.
In that
and push Bruno up to the 10. The only issue with that is I think I've seen enough with him in this system that when Amad doesn't play, I think he makes or breaks the system. That when we go for two fullbacks in the wing-back areas, we do seem to be a little bit more tepid going forward.
You mentioned this quite a lot, and I think you make a good point.
And it doesn't actually even help us in terms of our defensive security as well.
Yeah.
We've conceded so many goals this season. So, and then obviously you lose Mbeumo's kind of off-the-ball running, which the others don't really do.
Yeah.
So when I look at it, that's the team I could pick. But damn, like without Amad and Mbeumo, it does completely change the whole dynamic of the team. It's
going to be so frustrating losing those two players. Regardless of the Bournemouth game, we're going to lose them for a few weeks, and that's going to massively affect this side. Mine's not that dissimilar. Same back three. I'm just in the midfield. I've gone with Casemiro and Bruno, Dorgu and Dalot, if you call Dalot and Dorgu midfielders, and I've gone with Mount, Cunha and Xerxes. I'll put Xerxes up front, but it could be Cunha. I know you haven't really got a sort of ready-made left footer in there, but what are you going to do? Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. Don't forget as well, just before we get to Bournemouth, we want your score predictions. So get your phone out, film yourself in landscape like that for 30 seconds with your score predictions and send it to paddockmatchday@gmail.com, and you'll be part of the pre-match build-up on the watch-along. Let's talk about Bournemouth, Ronnie, because it feels like 6 weeks ago or whatever, everyone loved Bournemouth. Antoine Semenya's the guy, Iriola's the guy. Everyone's loving him. There was even talk that maybe he's a future Manchester United manager. Not been a great spell for them, has it? He stopped scoring. They're sat in 13th. They've had a bit of a tough time of it of late, haven't they, Bournemouth?
Yeah, they have. I think have they not won a game in 6? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah, winless in 6. a massive dip that you do get afforded sometimes when you are managing mid-table teams. That's the big step up that you get, because when Thomas Frank's gone through to Tottenham, we used to speak about it. Thomas Frank frequently went through periods for Brentford where they'd lose like 4 on a bounce, 5 on a bounce. No one would say anything.
I remember, was it when they beat City at the Etihad and then they lost the next 4 or something?
Yes.
There was something like that.
But that's the thing when you step up as a gaffer, like Iraola, Frank, that obviously are the flavours of the month and are good gaffers, is that when you go to a big club, you're not afforded that level of lack of scrutiny. And obviously he's going through it now. And I think there's been a little bit of burnout involved with Bournemouth because of the kind of the chaotic nature of the way they play. I think they're the most aggressive, high-pressing team in the league, and I think they're falling away in the latter stages of matches, and it's affecting them. But they still have good players. They're in a poor run of form. Unfortunately, when you play a team that's in a poor run of form like this, you always think, are you going to be the one that kind of changes their
sooner or later, teams win matches, don't they? No matter how long it takes, but eventually they win football matches. And Bournemouth have got a very good record at Old Trafford. They've won back-to-back games 3-0 at Old Trafford. If they do that this weekend, or the Monday I should say, I think they'll be the first team. If they were to beat us 3-0 again, I think they'll be the first team in Premier League history to do that, beat us by 3 goals, 3 successive games, which is a record we don't want to let them have. I mean, those 2 Bournemouth games pained me, honestly. I think my youngest daughter went to the first one, and then I took my lad to the second one, so they're both mentally scarred off it. Get involved in the chat in the comments, let us know what you think. With all that being said, Ronnie, give us your score predictions for this game.
My score prediction for this game, I'm actually going for a score draw. I'm going for a score draw if we still have Ahmad and Mbeumo.
Okay, I like that. Not that I like the score draw, I like the fact you're giving us alternatives.
I think it'll be 2-2 without obviously them two.
Yeah.
With them two, I mean. Without them,
okay,
I'm a little bit concerned.
Go on, you can say it out loud.
Honest to God,
you're nothing if not honest.
I think we'd lose without them two against this team. The athleticism, the attacking power that they have. I think the game will be quite end-to-end, and I think when it's so end-to-end, you're probably going to lose that little bit of dribbling and quality and a bit of like quickness that you get on that side from and that balance as well from Ahmad and Mbeumo. It's the whole right side of the team basically.
Right.
So I think we'll end up losing a shootout. Do you know what I mean? So it could be like a 2-1, 3-2 kind of thing, if that.
Do you know what as well? There'll be no sympathy or excuses made if we've lost players to AFCON and we lose at home to Bournemouth again. People won't care. They won't be like, no, we lost some key players. They'll be like, Bournemouth haven't won in 6 games and now they've just beat us for the 3rd successive season. This is a joke. I get your point. I think this is where United should be making phone calls. Sir Jim Ratcliffe should be on the phone and offering to build some factories in Cameroon and the Ivory Coast and Morocco. And he should be doing some backhanded deals, to get these players an extra few days in Manchester. It's ridiculous. I'll go with United to win 2-1 if we keep all our players. And if we don't, I think you're right. I think we'll struggle a little bit. I'm particularly worried about that left-hand side without, or that right-hand side, I should say, without Ahmad and Mbeumo. So I could see a draw if we don't. I'll go with a 1-1 draw if we don't have those players. I think it will affect us. And even Mazraoui, who almost gets forgotten about, but he's a very reliable performer for Manchester United. He's someone who gets a lot of minutes as well, so you're going to miss him if he's not available. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to check out, to give us your score predictions to paddockmatchday@gmail.com. Don't forget as well to go and check out Ronaldo Brown's channel. Doing bits there, doing really well. Enjoy it.
It's doing okay for the people that don't mind me.
Everyone loves you on this channel. You're all right. You're doing well. Yeah, so go and check that out. We'll put a link in the description. Don't forget as well to check out our merchandise too. That's been Ronaldo Brown. I've been Jay Motty. This has been a preview. Manchester United hosting Bournemouth in the Premier League. Thanks for watching.